Hello, Renee Flamont here, and Minnie. If my calculations are correct, this video will run on Christmas Eve, which is a holiday many of you celebrate. So she has her Christmas dress on. And I'll make her wear it for tomorrow's video too. I'm taping in advance, which I do many times, as you can, of course, surmise. But definitely with the holidays coming up and plans and people coming in and out of town and me going out and coming in, I have to do this in advance. So if my calculations are correct, this will run on New Year's Eve. I am astonished with how different things are right now than they were last year at this time. And I can tell you, because as I mentioned before, I keep daily planners, and without the glare, oh, now you can see it without the glare, I write everything. See how much wording is there? That's the week of December 7th last year. This is 2020. Today is December 7th. I'm filming videos way ahead for the rest of the month to make sure I have them in the bank, because I'm not going to stop in the middle of company and be like, I got to go film a video. So that's not going to happen. And my people still don't even know I'm doing this channel. I want to make it like a surprise when it keeps going. I'll be like, oh, by the way, I've been busy the last couple of years. I know, I do things weird. And as I said before, I want my subs to be one by one, everyone that's gone through it. I don't want to inflate my subs by telling my family or my friendships on Facebook or Instagram, hey, join my... No. Every single person that has joined this channel has been through this. That's a pretty, clean feeling that we're talking to people that have all been through it. So, back to the daily planner. Now, I've been doing this for years. Here's a box of them. This is a box. And look, there's tons of them. Look at, tons of them. And I got another, this has a mama box. I got books back to the early 90s, late 80s, okay? I don't know why. I just write down what I do. I don't even really look back, but I like to know it's there. If I ever wonder what I did, September 30th, 2001, I can look it up. I don't know why. I've always done it. When I was younger, the form that I did was I had a clipboard, one of those old-fashioned wooden clipboards with a piece of lined paper on it. Even in high school, junior high, I would keep it on top of my books. On top. And I would look at my list of things to do. It grew to a daily planner shortly after high school. But I'm marveling at the kind of weekend I had previous to December 7th in 2020. And I am telling you, I did not think that was going to pass. And you might say, well, Renee, and that's why I'm making this. You might say, well, Renee, a year from now is a long time. I need relief now. Like, what do you mean? I can't wait. That seems so far away. What do I do with this? Because the last video we made was, what's the number? When will I feel better? Well, guess what? I know that a year seems like a long time, but it's not. I look back, this feels like yesterday. And this came upon us quickly. Quicker than you think. And the thing is, with time, it's gonna pass anyway. Yeah. So even if I stayed in this feeling and wallowed for the next year up to now and was, say, still in this, the year came anyway. Right? So if you do all of the things that I've told you, we discuss a lot about how to go forward and make yourself feel better and all this, you may end up here with a smile on your face the next year with your dog in a Christmas dress. I feel like I can't even tell you what this week entailed. I mean, and one day I will. I really do want to break down the details of what happened, because you'd be shocked. Shocked. The Saturday before the 7th of last year was the 5th. It was a night where I got a billion phone calls all through the night. 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, calling me names because I'm not answering the phone. getting very desperate. I'm driving to your house from 3 hours away. All of this. The night before was the same way. The night after was the same way. Just unbelievable levels of dysfunction. But I was in it. I was in it. So I'm writing it down and I'm looking at it and I'm shocked at how despondent I felt. I'm shocked at how differently I feel now. I am shocked. And I digressed into the planners, but I wanted to make sure you understood that I keep a record of everything. Not for legal reasons, that's not why. That's how I do things. I have a daily planner, and it kind of becomes a journal, and it kind of becomes a diary, and it kind of becomes a planner. My appointments are in here. I have one later on today. So and I just write down, did so-and-so, had dinner with so-and-so, did this. With the narcissist, I was making all kinds of notes. I'm telling you what, I marvel at what a different place I'm in now versus last year when I look back at this daily planner. And I pulled it out on purpose because being that we're almost at the end of the year, it is encouraging. It's very encouraging. And I want you to really understand, I'm telling you, when I'm looking at this, I'm reliving, I was broken into. This was before I even started this channel. Just before. My first video was January 1st. I was in the middle of this awful cycle, another cycle, and now I'm a year out from this weekend of torture. As each of you are a year out, a year further out from where you were. Don't underestimate those of you that are in it, in the thick of it, and you just can't pick. Don't underestimate the power of the passage of time. Sorry, that was an alarm that went off. The passage of time. It is, you just have to be patient enough to allow the time to pass. Do you know what I'm saying? And when I say be patient enough, it's going to pass with or without your patience. But if you look at it and you say to yourself, where do you want to be in a year? I knew I didn't want to be still in the thick, I'm going to make sure that that doesn't go off again, in the thick of the prickers of this kind of dysfunction. I wanted to make sure I was not in that. So I spent this whole year, week in, week out, month in, month out, day in, day out, all year, as much as I have faltered, because I've had my own back and forth with the narcissist in the parts of this year leading up to now, as much as I knew I wanted to make strides to get here. It was very important to me, and I wasn't going to allow him to dictate the pace of the rest of my life. Knowing this time would come, I started to do all of the things, put them all in motion that I told you. Did it make the 24th of this year come quicker? No, but it certainly allowed me to feel better faster. You know what I mean? I'm not just feeling better now on December 24th. I've been all year doing all of the things I tell you that have, in fact, at this point, I can look back. This feels like a different girl. This feels like a different girl. This book represents when Corona hit. This 2020 book represents the remnants, the aftermath of the narcissist, because I met them in the fall of 2019. So this book is a lot of what I went through with the narcissist. And there's some in this year's planner too. It lingered. They linger, don't they? I now, when I look back at this and marvel at, look, he grabbed my daily planner. He wrote in here, December 1st, I love you. Love, and then he puts his name. I love you, and puts his name with a heart. Drew a heart, grown man. has a girlfriend at this time. But he's in my home grabbing my planner, trying to call me 50 times a night, 4 nights in a row. He's trying to stop it at my house, have coffee, convince me to be with him. All of this. He had a girlfriend. Or she thought she was his girlfriend. And I guess because he was making her think he was her boyfriend. Yet he's still coming to me towards the end of our relationship, making me think, oh no, I'm still wanting to be with you. Now, I was done. But how do you do that? Why don't you just move on with your new girlfriend? Because they can't. Because they want to devalue. And you know, I now think of this time when I look at all of this. This is not going to be a nice thing to say, you know, but I'm sorry, this is truly how I feel. I now think of this time as I was slumming it for a bit with this guy. It's not, ooh, you know, I miss this or that or him or anything. Now, back in the early part of this year, I'm sure in, you know, January or February or March, I'm sure there are times that I was feeling still the pain, right? The early parts of 2020. But by end December, I was broken too, don't get me wrong. I meant this year. Forgive me, I got tripped up for a minute what year I was talking about. If you look at 2021's book, January, February, March, I was still like a little bit coming out of it, and I had started this channel and whatever. Fast forward to now, the end of 2021's book. There, I said that correctly. Oh my God, I am light years away from anything that I felt when going through it with the narcissist. I cannot describe to you how much of a difference and how fast it went. And miss them? Miss. What miss? Miss what? It might take a minute to get yourself here, but the passage of time brings you things you don't expect or maybe even can't picture right now. But I'm telling you that 2022 Christmas Eve will come. Regardless of what you do, it's going to come, right? The passage of time happens with or without us, whether or not we're ready. So how do you want to spend your next week? How do you want to bring in the new year? How do you want to spend your Christmas, your Hanukkah, your Kwanzaa, whatever holiday you celebrate? How do you want to spend it? What do you want to do with your mind, your being, your soul? You want to go around the corner into the new year and bring this forward? Now, when I was in this, I failed. I remember saying to myself, I'm going to shut this book and I'm leaving him in 2020. I'm not talking to him anymore. I'm not taking any phone calls anymore. I'm leaving it in 2020. Guess what I didn't do? I did not leave it in 2020. I had a lot of back and forth this year. Now, 2022, he won't be in. And the latter part of 2021, he hasn't been in. But my God, did I stretch out that torture. So I don't blame you. I know how hard it can be. Even with this weekend alone, prior to December 7th of last year, that's enough to make anyone walk in the other direction. That was disaster date number 487. And I still didn't walk away. And I say that so that you know you're not alone. You're not defunctory or it happens. It happens. I'm trying to help you not make it happen for you. I'm trying to put this in your head so you know if I had left him back here, if you leave yours in this year and go into 2022 and leave the person or her, him or her, whatever your pronoun, leave them in this year, I would have been, I don't know, healed that much quicker, I think. I would have been healed that much quicker. But again, as you know, I always say it, I don't regret my path because it taught me. And I needed to experience my path in the exact way that I needed to experience my path. But I'm telling you what, I am astonished. I just happened to pick this up and I was like, what was going on last year, December 7th? I couldn't help it. I got so happy. I'm not that person anymore. I would never allow that to happen to me now. Not in 1,000,000 years. A thimbleful of what happened over the course of that week, I'd be like, oh my God, you're dysfunctional, goodbye. But when I was in it, oh, I was crying, I was writing down things that were happening, I was answering that phone, I was listening to those messages. And when he called me all night the Saturday night before the 7th of December last year, I didn't answer that phone. It was all an emergency. Between like 1 and 4 a.m. I got like 1,000 phones. It was the next morning. I said, what is going on? I see you called a bunch of times. I saw them coming in. I was awake, but I didn't get them. But by 7:30, 8:30, I was like, oh my God, what's the emergency? Boom, I call. Should have ignored it. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, they say, right? Shoulda, coulda, woulda. And I didn't ignore it. And it prolonged it. It made it go into my 2022 planner. Which I wish I had, which that's it. That's my 2022 planner. See over there on the table? I just put it there because I was looking at my appointment for today. So now I made this hey, I thought I turned that off. I made this nonsense go into my planner. It makes me feel dirty. I don't want it in my planner for 2022. I don't want it. I don't want it in my planner. I don't want his name, his initial, any happening with him, nothing. So I feel like I kind of should have left it back here. But again, glad I didn't because I learned. But I just wanted you to understand. It's not about the planner, but I know what happened because I have it written down. And you may or may not know what happened, but you might remember yourself last year at this time. And maybe you were going through quite a time. Give yourself credit if you've come a long way. And if you're just going through a breakup, recognize that this year is a great time to cleanse your plate, cleanse your palate, cleanse your docket of anything that is nonsense. And only carry forward into the new year the things that bring you joy, the energy you want. I really, sincerely, honestly doubt if you're listening to these videos, I honestly doubt that your narcissist is genuinely someone or some kind of energy that you want to bring forward. I knew enough that I knew this last year at this time, and I still did it. I'm trying to just help you see that I'm telling you what, that year is going to go by with whether or not you're ready, and it is glorious once you get on this side of it. Chin up.